Hello. What is going on? I feel like it's been a while since I streamed. Did I miss a day? Nope. We are continuing the streak. Um Hi confused. I'm Miss Area. What's up? Huh. I thought for a second that I had streamed at the end of the second to the beginning of the third. But no, I streamed at 7 p.m. yesterday. I'm in the Discord. It said it won't let me join the server. It says I'm banned, but I'm in the server. Okay. Which means you just got you got access to your old account, didn't you? Like you can't type. I'm the only one capable of banning and stuff, and I haven't done anything like that. Bans. Can you kick/ban my old account? I have. You told me that you got your new account. I banned your old account. But you don't have any like reason that you shouldn't be able to do it. Maybe if you leave the server and then rejoin to go back through onboarding, I guess. But I don't have a chat role that isn't able to speak. In fact, I actually am required to make general chat accessible to add everyone. My tracking is going a little bit more towards the resting bitch face side of it, isn't it? I'm like slightly peeved looking. I kind of want to play Grand Theft Auto because that's what I do when I'm hanging out, but like I don't want to set up for recording it. I don't want to deal with the data usage requirements of it. And I ignore the fact that my chair just made a very loud cracking sound. It's a little old, so maybe it's a little freaky. Um. Oh yeah, wasn't I like processing video? What happened to that? Did I finish? Well, I didn't finish. I know that much. But did I turn off the computer? I think I did. Oh, I was gonna upload videos too. We'll see how that goes for the stream. But yes, I have a couple videos that I need to upload to the VODs channel. That's not the right computer. All right, let's see. We have the VODs of the 31st, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We are currently recording the 4th, so we can't really do that one yet. Just gonna casually scan to make sure I don't change categories. So You could probably say I changed categories, but I'm just gonna call this Pal World and call it a day. What's this? This is only system administration. This is the emote vote, and then me going on a 2 hour long diatribe about my old job sucked. This is Helldivers. Okay. This user is banned from this guild. On what account? Which one? Because there is precisely one account that is banned, but I did just see you go online on the other one, your current one. That doesn't help me. I need the username because I banned one of them because you said you didn't have access to it. Anyway, while that's going, let's get our thumbnails. That is a terrible thumbnail for a Power World stream. That's also a terrible thumbnail for a Power World stream. That's more like it, although it's too large. First thumbnail I got was a black screen. That's not very helpful for a stream thumbnail, is it? Um, Damn, none of these are gonna be small enough. That one might work with OptiPNG. Okay. Then next is channel administration, right? Yeah, this is just channel administration. Right, that account isn't banned. You want to send a screenshot of the chat that says that you're banned? Because you're not banned. You're gonna have to send me a screenshot because there's no way that I can figure out why it's saying you're banned if I don't have the information. I mean, here's the thing, right? It says that you're saying that it says you're banned. Why are you going through onboard? You're onboarding. You're already in the server. People who were already in the server didn't have to go through onboarding, right? That doesn't make sense. No, I know they haven't had to because I would have like 20 applications. Or more likely I'd have like 4 applications. But, you know, I would have more applications than none, at least. You want to just send me a screenshot? Because if this is an issue where like you're not able to, you're too lazy, it's Win Shift S. I will not quarter an argument of too lazy. You can literally paste the message directly from the Win Shift S, or paste the image. You don't even have to copy it. My upload work? Okay. Here's to hoping the stream still works. I am now uploading how many gigabytes? Only 241. You know how bad it is when I say only 241. But yes, we're uploading 241 gigabytes to YouTube. Um, oh yeah, I was supposed to check off something, wasn't I? Oh, I still haven't uploaded all of the clips from 2025. Maybe we do that right now. There are still 6 candidate clips waiting to be uploaded from 2025. And then we will have to upload all of the candidate clips from 2020 or from January rather. Which I suppose is 2026 after all. Um, um, like saying the admins will get back to you after you respond. Your dedication to not sending a screenshot is admirable. Like I've never seen the problem you're describing. Like there's 2 on bordering or on 2 onboarding. Yeah, I'd love to see it. You're not including any personal information. You have to at least identify the account you want me to fix for me to be able to fix it, and then it's my server that you're showing. So there shouldn't be anything sensitive in it. Maybe your server list, but you don't have to include that. You can just crop it out, or just not select it in the crop area. You think you know what's wrong? What's wrong? Maybe use the same number for both accounts? Um, yeah, that might actually be it. Let me try unbanning your alt right now. See, this is how the best way to avoid problems like these is just simply don't have a phone. Speaking of not having a phone, I was trying to set up a new phone line today because it is the cheapest phone line I have found that is an actual carrier phone and not VoIP. Slight issue. You need a phone number to buy a phone number. I don't know what kind of horse shit that is, but like, you need a phone number to get a phone number. I'm seeing a chicken and egg issue here, guys. I like, what do you want from me? Um, and the funny thing is, they won't sign me up, so I'm down $30, but it's $30 a year is why I want it. I'm down $30 because they won't accept my registration because there are quote many visitor IP addresses for my email. I don't know what that means. I have I have two IP addresses, but I'm not using both of them at once. And it far as well wouldn't be called many. Um, I think that the phone provider thinks that because I'm on CGNet, I share an IP with fucking a billion other people or something, and um, I think they think that all of them are connected, or like everybody who is under my IP is connected as me. So I can't actually register an account because I don't have a static IP. And I sure as fuck am not paying my ISP $25 for a static IP. I already have an entire ass system specifically to avoid that charge. Um, I've done a lot of engineering to get that to work, and I'm not about to give up on it. Um, IPs are scams. Not really. So we did run out of IPv4 addresses. They don't do shit. Yeah, they do. What hell do you mean they don't do shit? You need an IP address to run a server, or else other people can't send data to you. You can use an IPv6 address, um, but everybody has to have their infrastructure ready for that. And even though IPv6 has been out for a while, it's kind of difficult sometimes. And then also, you don't have a server? Well, then that'll do it. It's not useful for you because you don't have the thing, but a wrench is not useless because you don't have a use for a wrench, right? A hammer isn't useless because you don't have a use for a hammer. Hammer is useful, you just don't have the use yet. I like the I like the logical conclusion of it though, where addresses are useless because they don't do anything. So we just stop naming roads and the post office just has to guess. They have to go door to door and be like, is this your package? Just like 53 things in hands, be like, are any of these yours? Just unmarked boxes. There's no point in labeling them. The label doesn't do it. It's a fun thought experiment. Did I unban your alt? Yes. Your alt is unbanned. So, unless you've got a third, you should be good to go. And if you are one of the people who's come in here and like advertised, I won't unban. We burn bridges here. We love burning bridges. I mean, not like a bridge to someone who just comes in to advertise shit is worth very much. Ah, that'll do it. Yeah. I love that both people who have submitted um join requests have just put I don't know in the funny field. Putting balls on your join application would be wild. Actually, I wonder if banning someone's alt makes them unavailable to speak in the server. That means that Ant can't join my server, can he? That's an interesting point. Um, how do I go about fixing that? We can't. I mean, we can unban his alt because it doesn't have an invite anymore. Hmm. You can join, but just not type. Well, I mean, I'm not. I'm not here to have Ant join my server and then not be able to say anything. That'd be kind of weird. What is my tracking doing? I'm not looking that far away from the camera. Wonder if Aura remembers you. Oh, that was me leveling up for saying no for saying no wave up to level 18. Who's got the highest level? Is it still me? Oh, is it? Oh, what? What happened? There we go. I am still number one. They have their phone connected, it won't work. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not sure. I can ask him. What if he's live right now? I want to ask him if he's live. I do this all the time where I go and check to see if someone's live before I send them a message. I think not. I don't see his name on the list. And I guess you have to though, because not YouTube. Discord is pretty anal about you having a phone connected. Like I removed my phone from my alt, and then it stopped allowing me to interact with Discord. It was like, hey, you need a phone number, which is the only reason I have two phone numbers. Is because Discord is a little shit. Hey Kong, what's up? That actually is a good point. I can't get rid of my other phone number, can I? What a fucking nightmare. Um, misery. Um, play a League of Legends Aram? I don't know what Aram is. I don't actually play League. Last time I played was back in 17. Um, all random, all mid. Yeah. But yeah, I last played in 17, and I swore off League of Legends forever, and I haven't played since. And I sure as hell am not playing in the future. but I'll play Valorant. Valorant? I don't know. Maybe just League isn't my style of game. Although I enjoyed Vainglory, so I'm not sure how true that statement is. It's also probably just that Vainglory is trivially easy if you play Koshka. So, that probably did some favors. Like playing Mave and Paladins. It's just easy. Paladin's still online. Do people still play Paladins? Huh? Apparently the studio is dead in terms of Paladins. They've stopped development. Yeah, it looks like the player base of not Smite, um, of Paladins has declined so much. I sound so cute and innocent. Chat, do I tell him? I am anything but innocent. I've committed crimes beyond your wildest imagination. That's right. Read in a weep, motherfucker. When I was 7 years old, I stole a nail file. That's right. Hardened criminal right here. They put me in the slammer for 15 years. 1 year for every like 4 cents that nail file was worth. Don't worry about how that doesn't make any sense. I'm pretty sure the nail file was like $1.50. Um, they put me in jail for fucking 37 years. Back in my day. um, yeah, my favorite crime story. All right, everybody, let's go in a circle, state our full legal names and all of the crimes we've committed recently. That's a joke. Don't say your legal name. As for the crimes, though, no, don't don't admit to any crimes. I just say that because at least one person here is gonna do it. As a teen, I behaved badly. Yeah, I behaved badly, but I didn't do a whole lot of crimes. Was the internet down? I just didn't see that message. It got overwritten. Is the internet down? Not mine, but is that segment of it down? No. Hold on. I'm inspecting the network. Check password. Fuck. I don't know why there are two variations of this password in my head. Only one of them can be correct, and I somehow never get it right. There can only be one incorrect password. The network seems to be working. Um, I don't know what that's all about. I should probably turn my ringer back on. Yeah. Yeah, I might be a little bit difficult to get a hold of. That message was sent 6 hours ago, and I've only just now read it. Oopsies. My phone was overturned and I didn't see any of that. So yikes. No. I don't understand why people think these two numbers are so funny. I know the meme. I've seen it. I don't understand why it's funny. And everybody I've talked to also can't tell me why it's funny. It's like one of those things where like only saying it is funny, but it is inherently itself not funny. It's so strange. I guess in a way, 6-7 is simply the modern day Among Us. It's just a thing you say. You try to shoo it into everything. It's not inherently funny, but the fact that it is there is the funny. Isn't that strange? We have an entire convention of funny by presence. It's a very interesting thought. I wonder if you could manufacture a funny by presence scenario. Make your own copy of 6-7. Although I suppose it's not new. Because, like, while not inherently funny, a lot of things that, like, rappers say, because 6-7 is rap lyrics, to my knowledge, a lot of things that rappers say make it directly into, like, TikTok brain rot culture. Is it just everybody's listening to rap? Am I the only outsider of the group? Am I the only outsider? Am I the only one who doesn't listen to rap? Certainly not, right? There's got to be at least another guy who doesn't like it. Am I the only one? Stereo VT notable for not liking rap. Um, this is slightly problematic. How am I supposed to do this? Okay, I guess right. I was trying to close my music player. But the context menu opens behind the system tray, so you can't see what you're doing. You just kind of have to hope you're right. And if you are, congratulations. You closed the application. I'm going to be a little bit of a bad streamer. I'm going to play a game in the background. Mainly because I just autopilot GTA, and I really don't think that doing a sale mission is going to be that interesting. Um, Another thing, this is pretty important. Um, Streams will still be daily, but the durations are probably gonna go down quite a bit because I have to start doing DoorDash. I I am not going to be able to make my credit card payments otherwise. So typically my DoorDash uh strategy is to go for 10 hours. Um Make about $100 a day doing that. In my area. Assuming that nobody else takes the slots, in which case we'll have trouble. But um after 10 hours, I am not going to be um in the most fortuitous state of mind. I am going to be absolutely blasted. So that's something to consider. I look so sad when I drink. What the fuck? Over here sipping on like, well, it's Pepsi, but I'm sipping on my drink and my model's like crying for it. Okay, Dusk, we can drink water. After all, what is Pepsi but sugar water? And like caffeine. Not even that much caffeine. Hold on, how much caffeine is in this? 53 milligrams, huh? In the entire bottle. That is literally nothing. Literally nothing burger of caffeine. I could drink a Monster Energy and like die immediately. I don't actually have any. Gas stations probably sell it. If not, I know of a gas station with an insanely large drink selection, so um they'll probably have it. But I'm not about to go get a Monster Energy. The last energy drink I drank was a Red Bull because I was pretty tired. This is actually at the old job that I was talking about during my emote vote stream. Um, I drank a Red Bull because I was really tired, like really tired, and I legitimately thought I was going to die, like imminently. I felt absolutely awful after drinking it. I will say, on that day, Red Bull almost gave me wings. So, there's that. You know, that's another thing. Why is it that we get wings when we die? The fuck does flying do for us? We're already dead, right? So like flying doesn't do anything. Another thing. Okay, so everybody, and maybe not everybody, but a lot of people wish that they would have had or would have wings, right? Um Flying isn't easy. It's like really hard cuz like imagine for a moment like going up a flight of stairs, right? Ignoring the pun. Not intentional. It's just what we call them. I don't know why. Um, Imagine going up a flight of stairs, right? Let's say one story, right? It's not exhausting by any means, but it's also not like free in terms of effort. Now imagine doing that like 50 times, and that's takeoff. You have to expend the same amount of energy, but instead of pushing off against the ground, you're pushing off against air and then falling. And then you have to push off of air again to get more lift. So it's going to take you a long time to get high from that. And it's going to take probably 3 or 4 times as much energy to get yourself off the ground. into a decent amount. Okay, I think I said 50 stories, but maybe not 50. You only need to go up like maybe 15 um to be like substantially off the ground. Um and you could just fly like 3 feet above the ground, but then it's not really flying so much as it is difficult walking. But um it's like it's a huge energy investment to get that high. I mean, birds can do it because they're light. Unless we have humans with hollow bones is the compromise. I mean, that might help with a little bit of it. You'd also have to be like lanky as shit. Like you wouldn't have the ability to be muscular. Heavy. I mean, I guess maybe the muscles would help, but I don't know. The logistics of this are a fun thought experiment. Um, but it's like, would they then these avian humans would they then be weak? Would they be impact prone because they'd have hollow bones, right? So would those not be like weak? This is a fun thing that I've considered for actually one of the races in my story. Has a special resistance to impact, not found in any other of the races. They're actually immune to impact damage. Um, that's a fun thing. They're not immune to like bludgeoning in general, but they are immune to impact. Fun things. That's another thing. Does anybody here read? More specifically, does anybody here read digitally? Because I have been looking into um finding a place to publish things related to my story. Um, and the reason I've been very specific about the words I've used there is that it's not necessarily my story directly. So, like, story serialization platforms won't work because they may not all be stories. Some of them might just be notes. Some of them might be fun things that happen, but are only like a couple pages long. A full on story serialization or story posting platform like Wattpad or something, right? Wouldn't be the ideal place to put it. I could put it on my website, um, but then I have to like make my website do the thing. Um, so I'm just not sure where. Um, because like Knox was looking into like writing on Tumblr, but I don't think that's gonna work because Tumblr has a limit of 4,096 characters, which is not a lot of characters to work with for a story. I mean, you could probably just like serialize it and like just it in parts, but I am not able to do that. Or rather, it's not my style to do that. I have style apparently. um, but yeah, no, I am more into the like relatively large chunk of the story type chapters. Speaking of relatively large chunk of the story chapters, I've run into a wall. So I was going to put a short story along with the Celestial Descent album that's coming out um this year. Slight issue. I can't do that. I'm not allowed to upload. Well, I mean, I can upload a PDF, for example, or like an EPUB. But the problem is, I wanted it to have like a sister site where you could like fuck around and like go to different pages that talk about the characters and like the story. I can't upload a zip file. You're not allowed to. You just can't do that. And additionally, the album's bonus content must not exceed 100 megabytes, which is lower than I anticipated. A lot lower than I anticipated. And I'm like, what do I do about that? Because like I can't just like put it on Google Drive with a link that is in the extra data for the album, because then just anybody can download it. And it's like, what do I do? A wild time. I mean, to be fair, I can't stop them from just downloading and then uploading that. Um, so DRM is one of the fun things. There's no getting around piracy. You can only convince them to not do it for a while. Although to be fair, probably people wouldn't even pirate my my album. Just some guy. So we're thinking 9 steps ahead, and we don't really need to be. But the thing is, the major point is like I can't include anywhere near as much content as I was hoping to. Really, all I have is the audio. I could add like album art, but I don't think I'll be able to afford it. Um, so we're really just down to the audio again. Additionally, I was originally going to have 20 tracks, and I'm starting to put that into question because the track count, um, I feel like it's watering down the album and making it difficult to like be um high quality. It's too much content for an album to have. Um, I feel like I'm trying to water it down, which is not what I want to do. Um, Originally the idea was to give you like the highest bang for your buck, but I don't think that that's a good target if you're getting a lot of lower quality shit. Um, that's the thing. And then also some of the um story beats that the album covers are actually not um canon, I guess, anymore. Um, Essentially, I've done a lot of thinking, and they don't truly make enough sense for it to be the true series of events. In other words, there's a specific song actually that I'm talking about here, and that song is Nightmare Contingency. I think was track 14 ish, maybe 16. Um, the problem is it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It does. So all of the songs are based on the story, and Nightmare Contingency describes an event that wouldn't happen. It's cool. It's a very interesting event, but it isn't what they would do. Um, so I don't think it's a good idea to include it. Um, because it's just not accurate. So it'll probably be removed from the track list. Um, that's a thing. Additionally, A couple of the songs may not make sense either. Essentially, this is the result of like the story finally being like finalized. I have a pretty good idea of what happens. Um, I've been playing with this specific line of story for a long time, trying to like come up with the best um series of events in terms of plausibility and stuff like that. Because it's easy when you're playing in the world of unreality to be like, oh yes, that just works. But I do want it to make sense and have causality and effects and consequences. Um, and I think I've reached that. Even if it is, it's like looking at a file and seeing that the last modified date was like a week ago, and be like, ah, yes. It is a relatively new direction, but I think it makes more sense and opens some interesting things, and also defines a lot more characters that are not directly related to the like the events of the album, but they are tangentially related. And maybe some of them become that way because of the events of the album. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. I have a bunch of other things I'd like to do too in terms of music. I already have like ideas for albums 2 and 3. Maybe even 4, I can't remember. But yeah, I have some fun ideas. The weird thing is, I'm primarily doing narrative work in sound, but not doing like um I don't know what the exact term is, but like an audio drama. I'm not doing that, but I'm trying to tell a story through only music, and currently none of the tracks have lyrics, so it's like it's difficult to convey the um the ideas I have, especially with me not knowing any music theory other than that major sounds pretty good and minor sounds pretty sad. Uh, that's really the extent of my music theory knowledge, but um I still don't want to learn it because I'm afraid that because look, ever since my brief run-in with the law when I stole the nail file when I was like 7, um, I've been a very I've been a good guy. I'm not saying good boy. Uh, I've been a good guy, and I've only played by the rules. I'm slightly worried that if I learn the rules of music, the rules we call music theory, um, I'm worried that I won't break any of them. Like, even because I know that they're not steadfast rules. They're guidelines really about how to make things sound generally pretty good, and then how to like you can break them to make them sound special, right? Um, I'm just worried that I would never do that. Be like, ah, no, breaking the rules bad. But if I don't know the rules, I'll break them on accident. After all, Meron do I just fucking died in melancholy. I'm not saying the name in Japanese. Confuse everybody who's listening to this in English. Um, Melan, yeah, died in melancholy, or if you prefer, melancholy ni somaru. Um, is really the first thing I've done that is narrative, but not my story. And it was cool to play to the requirements of the project as well, because I have done a one music commission before. But I actually don't know if he's published his video or not yet. He probably has. It's been months, but I haven't posted it to my channel. Um, and I'm slightly less happy with that one than I am with this good old Died in Melancholy. Um, but yeah, that one was my first commission was it was a little weird. in terms of what I'm used to, but it was fun too. I have fun making music. Music is probably the one art I think I can actually like get into and do relatively well after I get more experience. Um, 2D art is one of the ones I'm more hesitant to get into because then I'm afraid I'll have to draw all of my shit. Um, although it would save a lot of money. Um, but there's that, and then I was telling this to the person who commissioned, or we did an art trade really. I don't know if commission is not the right word for it. Um, but the person who had me create died in melancholy. Um, I was talking to them and I was like, because they're doing an animation, and I was like, I consider 2D animation to be the final boss of the arts because it's the one that it's the absolute hardest of the arts. Like, I don't think any of the other arts are anywhere near as difficult. Maybe somebody will disagree with me, but I think that writing and I mean maybe 3D could be considered harder, but I really don't agree. Because once you create the model for 3D, you don't really have to do that again. Um, that's where 2D is really difficult. Is that every time that you've drawn a frame, you've done one frame, and now you need to do like 7,000 more. So that's been one of the things. I think that's primarily um why like anime have like 2 or 3 talk like frames, and they just swap between them. It saves so much time. Gonna go to bed. Oh, good night. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I think that's why in anime you have like 2 or 3 talk frames. They just swap between them, save a ton of time. But yeah, no, I don't think I will ever do 2D animation. There's a lot of things I'd like to animate, mind you, but it would be fun to have some fight scenes. There's a lot of fighting. I haven't described a single fight, have I? The other thing is like I'm trying not to spoil anything. No spoil. But the problem with that is that in the effort of spoiling nothing, I haven't released anything. Um, which is worse. Because like I have an entire album going out about 2 different characters that literally anybody who's been following me knows one of the names, not two. Um, you don't even know who the people are. Well, you know one of them, but like it's one of those things where it's like I don't know how I want to talk about who they are. Um, I really just don't know because I mean I suppose they're not like secret, but I don't know. Too late for me to be making decisions like this. But yes. The other thing is I'm not sure where I would serialize this stuff because I would need a site or other hosting solution that allows me to write with basically impunity. Um, because there's going to be a lot of things that are content warning. We'll say. Um, there's a lot of shit that happens. There's only one line I'm not going to cross. Um, or not willing to cross. I don't know that I'm going to cross every other line, but yeah, no. There's only one line I'm not going to cross, and I don't even think I need to say it. But yeah, no. There's a reason every character is above 18. That's the only line I'm not willing to cross. But yeah, other than that, basically everything could happen. So like hosting, like where I put the story is also a consideration that needs to be made. You can hear my computer's coils doing the crazy shit. They doing that electrical shit. Um, but yes, it would suck if I wrote all of the story and then it got deleted. News just in: all of your work getting deleted is slightly annoying. Understatement of the century. But you know, I just want to find a good spot to publish it. Um, and then I just don't know where I would do it because my old registrar was pretty strict about what you could put on your website. So like I couldn't write, for example, anything a little spicy. I wouldn't be able to write that. They would ban me. Um, my new registrar, I read their terms of service, and it seems like they don't give a shit as long as it's not illegal. And I don't have any intentions of writing legal shit, so we're good there. So I can write whatever the fuck I want. We can get spicy. The only problem is that I have to look into um, what requirements websites are expected to do um, in order to prevent like little Timmy from joining from going onto the website. Although to be fair, most websites don't do a whole lot in the way of like limiting who can access them. It's like, hey, are you an adult? And then you can press yes or no. And little Timmy can still press yes. So that's an issue. But I mean, I'm not gonna put ID verification on my website. It'd be insane to put ID verification. Imagine you have to do imagine you have to go through ID verification to read my fuck ass story. It'd be wild. It'd be funny though. But yeah, no, I might host my own website for it. I don't like the idea of that because it's even more like maintenance and shit that I have to do. And already I'm kind of stretched a little thin on my duties, you might say. I've got a lot going on. I like I was talking in Sugar's Discord server and we were talking about ADHD and I'm like, I've never been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure like there's so much shit going on and none of it's done and like I can't focus on anything. Um but even if I do have ADHD, I can't afford the medicine, so we're just like this, at least for the time being. Um Also, I'd be kind of afraid to do ADHD medicine and like focus for the first time in 10 years. I I don't know how that would how I would respond to that. Because if that is true and like I am able to focus, then I'm gonna realize immediately that I'm now dependent on chemicals to be able to do basic functionality. Um, which I don't like the idea of. That doesn't seem nice. And then also I'd be getting pharmaceuticals in the US, so I'd probably end up getting addicted to it. Afrin. That's one of the things that kind of sucks about like medicine is there's so many studies that have been poisoned by like investments and shit. that like it's difficult to tell what something will do to you. Like, am I gonna take ibuprofen and fucking die immediately? Who fucking knows? Um, we only just now found out that acetaminophen can cause. Is it acetaminophen causes autism or like increases your chance of having autism? Can't remember what it does. It does something bad. So like, I think it's mainly if you use it a lot. I don't fucking remember. Let's see. Acetaminophen news. FDA responds to evidence of possible association between autism and acetaminophen use during pregnancy. Ah, okay. So it's mainly in pregnant women. If you take acetaminophen, there's a risk. Um, or at least that's what FDA.gov told me. Um, but it's a little worrying that acetaminophen has been out for a very long time and people have been doing it for a very long time, and we've only just now realized, hey, maybe don't do that. Like how many human trials do we need before it's understood? I mean, shit, back during the Heartland attacks, like the DOJ was able to notify Target that they were compromised because of correlation between people having shopped at Target and getting wrecked. Like, how the fuck do they get that? We can't determine like correlation between medicines. I don't know. But I'm not a doctor. I probably never will be a doctor. I fuck man, if I'm your doctor, shit's bad. Like you might as well just make peace with God, like because you are not going to make it through that one. I love the idea that like I'm an optometrist and you somehow die, but um yeah, no, I have no medical prowess. And honestly, I'd like to keep it that way. I think I'd be completely fucked if I knew about all of the disease all of the diseases. Sorry, I woke up at like fucking 8 a.m. So I'm a little bit tired. But I'm trying to keep the streak alive. Um, but another thing. So since I no longer am highlighting every stream, in fact, I'm very rarely highlighting streams at all. Um, I am now able to do something that I've restricted myself from doing for the entire first month of 2026, which is streaming what I consider to be lower excitement categories during the week. Um so for example, I consider just chatting to be a really low excitement category. It's not like um peak where like shit happens all the time. And I guess peak is really I play peak I primarily play peak alone. So for me it's more like um more cerebral, like how do I get the fuck up there? So I don't know that peak is very interesting either, but um I mean sometimes bad things happen. But let's say it's not what the fuck is a game that I play that's chaotic? I mean GTA 5 is pretty chaotic, but like yes. Um sure. It's not like GTA. um I say playing GTA while streaming just chatting, but you know, look, it's neither here nor there. But yeah, I've been trying to keep the weekday content to something that is highlightable. So it's not like systems administration where it's just kind of boring, or God forbid, programming. Look, if you wanted to see programming on this channel, you came a year too late. Because that shit is gone from my channel. I'm sure somebody came through being like, "Oh yes, he made Model Optimizer. He's a programming streamer." No, not anymore. Um, Primarily the reason I stopped programming on stream is it performs really poorly because it's not interesting. Looking at a wall of text is not um the most interesting way to spend your Tuesday. Um, Ignoring that it's Wednesday, but it's like it's difficult to make programming interesting unless you're like making a game where like you can tangibly see, ignoring the fact that tangible is touch, but you can visibly see um progress and other interesting things being done. So like making a shader, making an enemy, making an area. Um these types of things are like what make game development streams so interesting. But because I'm doing like internal tooling development, it's like the number one most boring shit because it's like, does it work? Nope. Okay. And then you just rinse and repeat until it does. So it's like internal tooling development is very boring because the best case is it works, and that doesn't look interesting either. So that's another thing is just I don't do a whole lot of development anymore on stream. I've taken to doing like my commission development off stream. To be fair, most of my commission development for our app is it's mainly documentation. It's not even so much like software as it is just documentation. And API design and all of that. Um Honestly, I've been so slow to implement it. It's been I don't know what it is, but I've been dreading working on it a lot. Um, I think it's probably the stress that like the API has to be good. Um, that is really messing with me more than I'm used to. Because I'm used to implementing hard shit, right? Like I've done fucking model optimizer was hard. Not the 2D one. The 2D one was trivially easy. The 3D one was harder. Um, but like I'm used to shit being a little bit painful, but I think the stress of knowing that the API is going to be public, which is not common for my apps. I've never actually shipped a public API before. Um, I'm very worried about the documentation needs to be very good because I mean I've fucked with bad documentation before and it's so miserable when you get like a library and then it turns out the documentation's not very good. It's like it might even be easier just to implement it yourself again. Um so I've been trying to make the documentation very good, very explanatory. Like here's how you do this, here's how you do that. Um and describing, okay, well this is what your app probably should do. This is what you're required to do. Um like for example, um so the server the app I'm creating is called Ratsupon, and it's a like a challenge run tool, right? And there are different apps that interact with the server that are they're like different parts, right? And one of them is called the middleware, which it like connects a game to the server without the game needing to know what the server is or how it works. So essentially, it's an interface between the game being controlled and the challenge run infrastructure. Um, the thing is, um, if that doesn't make sense, it's kind of like crowd control, but automatic, and there's not a whole lot of Twitch chat going on. Um, not exactly right because a lot of it is rule set stuff and not really instantaneous things. Um, we actually haven't really thought about instantaneous things all that much. Um, we might need to do that. I don't see why we couldn't add like an instant tag or something. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. The thing is, for example, if you apply a Ratso, so you apply some effect to a player, um, that command allows you to apply multiple Ratso to multiple players all at once. Um, and that is first modified by the moderator, which can either make it harder, make it easier, make it crazy, or even just replace the thing entirely. So the middleware can get something that's out of range, right? Parameters that are out of range, and the requirement is, um, if the parameter value is at such a range that it makes no sense or is impossible to process such a request, then the middleware must raise an error event. Other than that, the middleware is free to do whatever the fuck it wants. Um, as long as everything is like valid, even if it is out of range, the middleware can either modify it to be correct or just say fuck it, let's do it. You know? So trying to like explain the dichotomy of what is required and what is optional is another challenge I've been facing. Get some water really quick. Um I think I'm crashing from some stuff I drank earlier, but that's okay. If we crash, that's fine. We've already extended the streak, so that's what I was going for. But yeah, the dichotomy between what is required and optional is it's difficult to do. I've been trying to do like the RFC. I don't know the number, but the language was like must, should not, should, may, stuff like that. Um, but I haven't actually read that RFC, so I'm probably not doing it right. If it's not common sense, though, I don't think that the RFC should exist. So if I'm doing it incorrectly, the RFC is bad because it's not sufficiently intuitive. Either way, um, we're I don't know how far we are along that. I do need to actually make the server because we were originally going to use a REST API, um, like a HTTP REST API. Um, I am getting rid of that and replacing it with WebSockets because you need to be able to receive events anyway, and REST won't do that. So, um, I mean, we could have you pull for notifications, but you're gonna have to pull so often, it's probably not worth it. It'd be better just to send notifications automatically. It does mean that the memory use, or not the memory usage, the network usage of the server is a little bit high. Because every event is being distributed to like 4 different servers, and any player who's looking at the monitor is another connection that has to be sent to. So it's a little bit rough. I mean, I could set up a subscription-based system where like you don't receive notifications unless you subscribe to them, which would it would certainly simplify the transmission of data a little bit. Or it wouldn't simplify it, but it would like reduce it quite a bit. Um so there's that. Who knows, maybe that's a V2 thing. The V1 is just trying to get single player working locally. Cause all of the other shit comes later. But yes. It's supposed to be due February 20th. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that, but we will try. That's part of the reason I'm so tired is I woke up early to work on it. Um I'm really trying to get it done in time. I really don't want to extend again. Because he's been super nice about deadlines. I think he's like got other shit going on and isn't super worried about it. Um, but I don't want to like take advantage of that. Um, and be the guy who like delays 9 times because I can probably get away with it. You know, like I don't want to do that. Um, I want to be timely. Um, it's also a little bit weird because we don't have. I mean, we have the Minecraft middleware, which I'm gonna have to rewrite to be compatible with the new system because it's not quite accurate to what the system is anymore. But when people go to create middleware, they're probably gonna have to be like in call with me and stuff. Like the first ones are gonna be. I mean, I can create examples, but examples will only get you so far, and it's not really helpful if there's no middleware for the system. It needs middleware because a Ratsupon without middleware is it's like a hammer without nails. I mean, I guess you can use a hammer without nails. It's like a screwdriver without screws. Um, it's kind of limited in what it's actually useful for. Um, that's one of the major things we're gonna run into is getting people to develop middleware is going to be rough. But if we can get people to like adopt it and start like doing things, I think it could be a really cool system. Um, I'm not super sure what our plans are in terms of release. Um, right now we're in a very preliminary stage of it. We don't even have multiplayer, but I need to talk with them and see how we want to go about releasing. I definitely think the more open the project is, the better it will go. But then even worse, we have to select a license. Wild. Um, but yes, there's a lot to do in the 15 remaining days. Um, but we will get there. It looks so sad. maybe maybe I was a little bit too happy when I calibrated the tracking. Maybe I needed to have a little bit more sad so that it would even out and then that would be neutral. I don't know. Um, but yes. That's a lot of the things that's going on is shorter streams because I'm gonna have to do DoorDash. Um, I'm working on software, but not on stream because on stream software is really boring. Um, hell else? Oh, right. Um, hmm. I'm not sure if it's a good time to show this though, because if my Twitch UI is to be believed, currently nobody is here. Um, and I don't think anybody's in YouTube chat just based on historicals. So maybe it's not a good idea to do a reveal at the moment. Unless somebody wants to pop up in chat. Have the power. Um it's just that I have some interesting art to show. But it doesn't make sense to do a like a reveal of something if nobody's here. As funny as it would be. Be there or be small red triangle. Oh yeah, also, a few days ago I got raiding party on Twitch. So I have now rated 100 people with 2 or more viewers, which is crazy to me. Mainly because I never thought I would have any viewers. I I have been going for a long time. Like we're entering year 3 of streaming. I'm about to have my stream anniversary. Or my account creation anniversary at least. Um huh. I will be completely honest with you. I didn't think about that. Um I should probably do something for that, huh? What should I do for my stream anniversary? Another 24-hour stream, perhaps? No. No. Please no. Um, I don't even know how I would stay awake during another 24-hour stream. I'm having trouble staying awake in my 1.5 hour stream. Um, so I'm not too keen on doing another 24. It's one of those things you can do it every once in a while, but not often. That's another thing. I should probably recheck. Okay. So, ooh, that's interesting. Um, my account was created on February 26th, wasn't it? send an A in my own chat so I can see. February 26th. So I'm actually going to maybe uncheck February 26th. Okay. Yes. So we will not be doing the. I suppose there's not a reason we couldn't do the D&D one shot on my stream anniversary. It's also just not the popular answer, so I don't think it matters. February 24th looks to be the ideal time. We have 4 yeses on then. Speaking of, oh wait, no, is that 2 weeks from now? It is. Okay. We might have JMac in that one. We have a JMac cameo. But yes. I've lost my train of thought with this interruption. I'll be honest, I'm just doing a sale mission. I don't even know, I'm selling documents. So long to do these. Of course, it's the one where you drive the like the Trash Master, which is, one of the slowest vehicles in the game. And then it's one of the easiest to get stuck to, which is not ideal, but I mean, oh well. But yes. So I've been doing a little game while I drive. Not in GTA, but I will. So I have a lot of Linkin Park songs, right? And it's been a while since I've listened to them. I have like all of them, but not really all of them, but I've got most of them. And I've been doing a game where I have shuffle on, and the artist set to Linkin Park, right? And I will attempt to determine the name and album of the song, like Shazam. Um, and the rules are I have to get the name of the song before it is said in the lyrics. Or before the first chorus if it isn't said in the lyrics. Um, so I've been doing that, and I've come up with 2 things. One, I don't know Linkin Park music as well as I thought I did. I'm generally pretty bad at getting the names right. And another thing I'm really bad at is getting the albums right. So I don't know how, but I keep conflating Hybrid Theory and Meteora, which I'll give myself a pass on because when Meteora released, I was 1. So I'll give myself a pass. But Hybrid Theory Meteora and Minutes to Midnight and Thousand Suns I keep getting mixed up, and I don't know how. They don't sound anything alike. I think that is the one that's got me scratching my head the most. But I keep getting it wrong. Either way, I think I am going to cut it here. I'm very tired. I just wanted to make sure I don't drop the streak. the squeak. But yes, everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.